Right, so I've been playing through the entire Kingdom Hearts series over on my Twitch channel, Twitch TV/Luke, one that does two stuff, cheap plug. If you guys like Kingdom Hearts, if you don't know what Kingdom Hearts is and you want to go see it, or if you just want to watch me play video games, go on over and watch my Twitch. It's really fun. But that's not the point. Because I've been going through the Kingdom Hearts series, I've had a lot of thoughts, a lot of things spiraling through my mind. Obviously there's a new game coming. Next year is actually the 20-year anniversary of the first game coming out. So we've got a lot of things happening. So there's going to be something, whether there's a new game coming out next year, whether there's a new game that's announced next year, whether there's something on mobile, because Square Enix loves its mobile stuff. We know there's a lot of Final Fantasy stuff coming out with Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Souls-like Final Fantasy game. There's obviously Final Fantasy 16 coming out as well soon. So where does Kingdom Hearts kind of fit in with that? And I wanted to come in here, and one of my favourite things when Kingdom Hearts 3 was kind of in the conversation, and before that came out, there was a conversation between what worlds are going to be in it, what's going to return, what's going to be new. Most of the worlds in there were new ones, and the ones that were returning were greatly improved from previous games. So I wanted to come in here, and obviously I want Kingdom Hearts 4, whatever Kingdom Hearts game is next, to be the biggest thing that we've seen from Kingdom Hearts so far. I would want it to go traditional, back to the like size of what Final Fantasy used to be. Like, go ham with it. Make it 40 hours, make it 50 hours, make it however long you need to make it. Fit like 20 Disney Worlds in there. Make them all an hour and a half long. Make them all 3 hours long. I don't care. But I want a really, really, really long story for a Kingdom Hearts game. And I want it to be back to... I want the gameplay system of 3, but with the story of 1. Give us more Disney stuff, give us more like end game stuff to do that's not just fight these 3 members of the organization or have a boss rush against the organization. I want there to be like that secret, that like end Chernobog boss fight, or I want there to be like maybe in the tutorial you fight one of the Disney villains. Maybe there's like, maybe the final world is a Disney world itself. I don't know. You can do whatever. And obviously where the story's going with Yozora and all that, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. There's a lot of cool things going on. And we're kind of moving away from Xehanort, we're moving towards a new storyline, and there's a lot of interesting things you can do. But obviously Kingdom Hearts hasn't touched every Disney IP and every Disney movie. So I wanted to come in here and kind of list off a few 5 Disney movies that I think should be translated into the Kingdom Hearts series. I think these movies should get Kingdom Hearts treatment. First rule, no Marvel stuff. I don't think Marvel would work. Plus, we've already got a Marvel IP. We've got Big Hero 6 in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I don't think we need any. I don't think we need Sora teaming up with Iron Man. I don't think we need him teaming up with Spider-Man or any of that. I certainly don't think we need him teaming up with Shang-Chi. I don't want to fight Thanos with Sora. And no Star Wars. again, I don't think Star Wars would work. I breached the line at what's it? I breached the line at Pirates. Tron is okay, but yeah, I just don't think. I think that's a bit too, like, what would the world be? The world would just be space. The world would just be the stars, or just going on the Death Star, which I think would be like how Neverland was just the pirate ship in Kingdom Hearts 1. It would just be a bit disappointing. But that being said, I will be including live-action Disney movies. I will be, like Pirates of the Caribbean, I will be including Pixar films, and I will be including the traditional animated ones. So, without further ado, and also in this video, no worlds that have already been in the series. So sadly, I won't be talking about any of the ones that have already appeared. That includes variations of worlds that have already appeared. And also, this is just ones that haven't already appeared. So without further ado, let's just get into number 5. Number 5, WALL-E. I really enjoy WALL-E as a film. I think the first half of it is great. I think the second half of it kind of sucks. But overall, I think just we've had the Pride Lands, but we've never really had like a desert world that turned into a high-tech world. We've never had that. And you've got Auto as the villain. It's been a long time since I've seen WALL-E. I just think it would be really cool, and I want to see Sora interact with a robot that can't really talk. I want to see how they would bring that world to life, and I think it would look beautiful on PS5 hardware, and I think that a world like that could make full, could really make full use of the PS5 hardware, because obviously, or current gen hardware, because like the no load times, no, like, my ideal for Kingdom Hearts 4 or the next Kingdom Hearts game, whatever it may be, is open world. Hopefully, or not open world to the extent of, like, to the extent that, you know, something like Spider-Man PS4 is, but open world to the extent where it's kind of a evolution of what 3 was, where 3 still had loading times. I think this should have, like, each world is its own seamless level, and it doesn't really, you go from point A to point B without really having any skips in time, and I feel like that would be a perfect way to do it. So yeah, I feel like WALL-E, especially that transition from desert to spacecraft, that would be really cool. I'd be really interested to see what the bosses would look like, how they would. I don't think you would fight Auto. I feel like it would be some kind of robot like Heartless at the end of this. That's what I feel like. That's really all I've got to say about WALL-E. Again, I haven't seen the film in ages. I just feel like the world itself would look really cool, Kingdom Heartsified. Next, Brave. we've had all the other like stereotypical Disney princess movies. Brave is kind of a weird one because the princess is like the follow-along character. It's kind of like Rapunzel in that way, and Rapunzel made a really good world in Kingdom Hearts 3. And also Scotland, you could probably get Billy Connolly to reprise his role, and it could be a cool thing for Billy Connolly to do. And it's easy for him to do because he can just... Right, yeah, like I was saying, Brave, amazing world. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen the movie. I've seen little bits of the movie. I need to watch the movie all the way through. But I just think, again, it would be a beautiful set piece. And also, boss fight against a giant bear or a heartless infused bear would be pretty awesome, I think. Next one, I know it's been mainly Pixar films so far, but the next one's another Pixar film. It's The Incredibles. You managed to do Big Hero 6 pretty well, the superhero IP. Do another one. Take Big Hero 6 out, replace it with The Incredibles, which I kind of prefer. I have more of a soft spot against The Incredibles as a movie and as a franchise and those characters. So yeah, I'd rather run around with Mr. Incredible as a sidekick than Baymax as a sidekick. I mean, tear me up in the comments if you want, but I'd rather run around with Mr. Incredible than Baymax. But yeah, I want to fight Syndrome. I want to fight the Omnidroid. Those would be amazing encounters. And also, it would just, again, with the way that Kingdom Hearts 3 did it, where you don't necessarily have party members. You don't switch out your party members. You can run around with the entire Incredibles crew and Sora, Donald, and Goofy as well. Fucking badass. Yeah, do that. Have as many characters on screen as possible, and have it look like a proper action movie. That's all I want. Up next, more traditional. I'm gonna go with Jungle Book. Jungle Book was one of my favourite Disney movies as a kid. I freaking love it. And I want to fight Shere Khan. You can kind of have Sora in the place of Bagheera, maybe. I don't know. I don't think you should make Sora be in the place of someone else. I think Sora should just be there, and you run around with Baloo and Mowgli and fight Shere Khan at the end. Maybe have a fight against the snake car. That would be also quite cool. Bring back those monkey unversed from Neverland. Bring them back in. The world pretty much already exists. There was a file for it at Birth by Sleep anyway, so it already kind of exists. Just put it in there. You already have John Goodman back as you've already managed to get John Goodman. You can get him to play Baloo again. Why not? Perfect. It's already practically in the game anyway. You've got so many worlds that would be like the Jungle Book. Why not just do the Jungle Book? It's already in the game practically already anyway. So put it in there. Finally, my final one, probably the most different of all of them, and probably the one that won't get in there, is Basil the Great Mouse Detective. I freaking loved this movie when I first watched it. I cannot get enough of it. I love the fact that there's a Sherlock Holmes analog. I think you could kind of see Sora in a different light, where it's more like science based, and you're actually fighting a criminal, and you're fighting like the underworld, and it's like more of a grounded story for Sora, Donald, and Goofy to kind of go into, and it's like kidnapping, weird stuff, and boss fight against Ratigan. Who doesn't want that? And boss fight in the clock tower against Ratigan. They can practically redo that entire thing. The first phase is him more as the regal get up, and then second phase he's just an animal overcome by the darkness, just completely showing off what he truly is, and that would be a badass fight. That's what I want. So those are my top 5 worlds that I want to see come into Kingdom Hearts 4, whatever the next Kingdom Hearts game is. There are a few ones that I would like to see as well on top of those. Robin Hood would be perfect. Maybe Princess and the Frog. They have a lot of things to do with princesses, but I also think that the whole princess thing is kind of done now. So I don't know what they could do next. Maybe Atlantis. Brother Bear might be cool. I don't know. I don't know. Just whatever you do, don't put Home on the Range in there. Don't. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what the next Kingdom Hearts can bring. What the next Kingdom Hearts is going to do. So yeah, next video will probably be the top 5 worlds I want to return in Kingdom Hearts 4, whatever the next Kingdom Hearts game is, and then the one after that is top 5 worlds I don't want to see return in Kingdom Hearts 4, or whatever the next one is going to be. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Check out my Twitch, check out my Twitter, check out my Instagram, check out all that lovely good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.